don't know what to say. I'm gonna have to keep this fairly brief because I don't think talking is going to help much. I know it's not going to help much, should I say. So, one of my biggest symptoms of my EDS is I get something called temporal mandibular jaw pain, which is, or it's abbreviated, shortened down to TMJ. It's incredibly painful. It is horrible, really horrible. It just attacks out of nowhere. Like, the best way I can describe it is it's like a migraine for your jaw and your teeth. So I get mine predominantly on my left side. Don't know why, always have done. Had it for about a year now. No. About a year now. About a year ago it started. The first time it happened I thought I was getting a migraine. It's a very similar kind of dull, throbby, achy pain. But basically I've gone very swollen under here. Now, obviously I'm 8 months pregnant, but I'm not normally this swollen under here. But I just wanted to make a video about it because I've never spoke about it on my channel before. I've had 2 dihydrocodeine, 2 paracetamol, and a very low dose of morphine. That's how bad the pain gets. It just makes you want to sit and cry. So I'm just going to go through a few things that you can do to help when it happens without talking for too long, because your jaw swells up and becomes really painful. These are my top 5 tips for when you get severe TMJ pain, like I'm having currently. Obviously, painkillers, that's a big one that's up there. So, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like naproxen or ibuprofen are a really good way to go. I used to take naproxen every day along with my regular painkillers, but you can't take it during pregnancy, so that's off the cards for me in a minute, unfortunately. But you can also take paracetamol, dihydrocodeine, tramadol, Advil, any of these kind of general all-round painkillers. But anything with an anti-inflammatory property like an ibuprofen or anything with ibuprofen in it is always going to help with this kind of inflammation pain, because it's literally the inflammation of the joint. I can use, while I'm pregnant, anti-inflammatory ibuprofen gel, which is quite good, so I generally just put a bit of it here and here, just to try and control some of the swelling and the pain that I get from it. So the next thing, number 2, is ice packs. Ice packs are a really good friend in this situation. These ones are the TMJ integrated hot and cold packs. So these can be frozen into a freezer pack or warmed up in a pan of boiling water to act like a water bottle type thing. They come in these little handy dandy bags which absorb water and run off and that kind of stuff. I often find when I first get them out of the freezer, they're a little bit too cold just to put straight on my skin, even in the protective bag. So I just wrap them in a tea towel, or whatever you've got to hand, just to sort of protect your skin a little bit. But mine's warmed up a little bit now. I've had it on for about 20 minutes, half an hour. But about 20 minutes, half an hour is about the ideal amount of time to keep it on. So number 3, you can get a lot of tension and pain in your neck and back of your head. A really good way to combat that, and this goes for migraines as well. So if you get a flannel, dip it in cool water and wring it out, and then fold it over into like a long sausage. Wrap it around the back of your neck like a scarf. That alleviates so much tension, or any kind of like gel pack or anything like that is really good for that kind of pain. These kind of swollen joint pains can kind of go one of two ways. So you can either use hot or cold. It's entirely up to you. I find using cold on my TMJ helps most. Some people say they prefer more warm compress on it, but for me, when I get inflammatory pain, cold works better. So you can use like deep freeze gels and that kind of thing. Yeah, so number 4 would be, if you have somebody to hand, see if they will just with their thumbs gently massage into the back of your neck here and just up into your head, because that can really, really help relieve some of that tension that you're feeling in the back of your head. Bonus is if they use essential oils, because the smell will make you feel better. And number 5, soft foods. Really important when you have a TMJ flare up. Try to stick to fairly soft foods for a couple of days after, just to not exacerbate it. I generally stick to like soup, yogurt, bread, anything with as little chewing required, really. For a couple of days after as well. This is going to sound really silly, and when I read it on the internet for the first time, I was like, what? How is that even possible? But try not to yawn. So if you can avoid yawning, like a wide-mouthed open yawn, if you can stifle that, try your best, because that's not going to help. If your jaw is popping and clicking and the pain's getting worse, obviously I'd advise you go and see your physician or your doctor, or whoever is your medical practitioner, because obviously I am not a doctor. This is just what I do when I get bad pain. So my painkillers have kicked in now. The pain itself is gone. I say gone, it's eased a lot. I can still feel it under my eye here and just across here. That's about as wide as I can open my mouth before I get a lot of pain starting. I don't know how long this swelling's gonna last. Also, I'll avoid smiling. No smiling for like at least a couple of hours. Don't think I could cope with TMJ without painkillers. This is what they look like when they come out of the freezer. They're like not rock solid, but just put them in their little sleeping bags. So I think they are about £8 normally, the Nano G bags. But yeah, if you can find alternatives, someone who can give you a massage using like baby oils or essential oils, using either a cold compress if you can't afford a cool natural ice pack, just some ice in a towel will do just as well. I think when you live with chronic illness like this, or you have a condition like this, you will find your own way eventually, but I think these are good places to start. Like I say, painkillers, soft food, massages, cool flannel on the back of your neck, ice pack, and then I think side things would be don't chew your nails, try not to yawn, try not to smile, and I know ironically, but try not to talk too much, or if you do, try not to open your mouth too wide when you talk. So basically no like big movements for a couple of days with your jaw, otherwise you're just going to exacerbate. But for me personally, I find once I've took my painkillers and put my cool pack on, it really helps alleviate it. But yeah, one of the girls on the EDS group posted that she uses gel eye masks, seen like the cool packs that you can get for your eyes to help alleviate puffiness that hook around your ears. She got a large one of those off the internet. She hooks it around her ears and then slides it under her jaw here, so that she doesn't have to hold anything against her face, and I thought that was genius. So I think I'm gonna have to invest in that. I completely forgot about it until tonight when they started hurting. But that's genius. So if you do have EDS, look on Facebook to see if there's any like EDS groups near where you are, or join the EDS society, because there's some really useful like hints and tips given out on there, and I think there's a lot of symptoms with EDS such as TMJ that I don't think people realise are part of EDS. You can think it's just a you thing, the amount of things that I thought was just a thing that I get. I know I'm not speaking very loudly, but I just wanted to record this while it was on my mind. But obviously I would always advise you going to see a physician. If you start to get severe pains in your head like this, because obviously for me it's TMJ, but it could be anything. If you start to get pains in your head, please don't ignore it, go and see a doctor. You might need a scan. So like I say, please don't ignore head pain, please go and see a doctor. And at least then, even if you do just get a diagnosis of TMJ, it's nothing dangerous, it's just something that you need to help control, to prevent it getting worse over time. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.